This is John with Greenfish Nation. I want to welcome you to our very first live video here at Greenfish Nation. Just got the ability to do this. I want to share my fishing experience with you guys live and uncut right here in Point, Texas at the Honeyhole. I hope you guys enjoy it. Guys, today I'm going to be throwing a lose. This is a Mach 1. I call them underspin, but I'm going to be throwing a swimming worm. I have never, in all my 45 years of fishing, thrown a swimming worm, so this is going to be all new to me, just like this live is. But I'm going to be throwing the this rage tail. It's a cutter worm in June bug. So we're going to get this set up. A lot of you guys probably don't know me, but my name is John Suits. I own and operate a couple of businesses here on YouTube. I have a podcast. It's everything about kayak fishing and kayak tournaments. It's called Beyond the Paddle. We try to have weekly guests. Sometimes we have nightly guests. It just depends on how everything goes. But I also run a kayak tournament series that's nationwide. So if you guys are kayak fishermen and you like to compete in the kayak world, slide on over to Facebook. That's the best way to find us. On Facebook is go to Greenfish Nation Kayak Tournament Trails and Series. And join up. We have a lot of opportunities to fish kayak tournaments. We have 5 nationwide kayak regions. We also have a few kayak tournament series trails in different states. We have California, Texas, Mississippi, Alabama, Georgia, South Carolina, North Carolina. So you guys hang in here. We're going to get out here and do a little fishing at the Honeyhole. Y'all drop us a thumbs up if you like what we're doing here. Just see if we can't get out here and catch a fish on this June bug, Strike King. This is a June bug cutter worm, guys. I'm gonna try my best to stay in the picture here, but like I said, this is my first ever live. I've done lots of videos. You can check that out over at Bass Fishing with Greenfish Nation. I'm just going to kind of swim this thing kind of slow. I'm fishing it weightless. I kind of cut my teeth on this pond here growing up. I've caught, I don't know, way on up in the thousands of fish out of this pond, anywhere from, probably a pound up to 9 pounds. I fish out here a lot in my kayak. So I'm very familiar with this pond. This pond is loaded with fish. I started fishing here when I was about 12 years old. I love this place. Like I said, I cut my teeth here. This is one of the best places I've ever fished as far as pond fishing goes. Never thrown a cutter worm ever in my life. My wife went and bought probably $500 worth of soft plastics at a garage sale the other day for $5. A whole box full. I mean, a giant box full of all kinds. Yamamoto, Strike King, Zoom, you name it, it's in there. I do a lot of fishing out here My kids cut their teeth out here. I'm gonna try to kind of steer you guys to where I'm going throughout this little adventure here. So y'all just be patient with me. I'm gonna be doing a lot of looking around, make sure I'm in the camera, because I'm sure we're gonna catch some fish. Oh, missed one right there. I'm sure we're gonna catch some fish, and I sure want to make sure that I get you guys to be able to see it. I'm fishing this just Texas rigged. I'm fishing it weightless. I've got it on a 3/0 offset hook. When you're fishing like this with any type of soft plastics, you're going to have to really be a line watcher, because you don't have a whole lot of resistance out there, and you got to watch your line, and you'll see that thing just start swimming off to the side when one of these little boogers picks it up. But we're going to just walk around the pond today, and I'm going to kind of walk and talk whenever we're moving around the pond here. You guys drop us a comment down there and tell us where you're from. Like I said, I'm from Texas. If you guys are familiar with any at all with Lake Fork, I'm about 12 miles from Lake Fork and about 6 miles from Lake Tawakoni. Been bass fishing for my whole life. I'm 53, and first time I remember getting in a bass fishing boat was with my dad when I was about 5. I'm sure I was in one before then, I just don't remember it. But I have just been eating, sleeping, and breathing bass fishing my whole life. Done a lot of teeth cutting right here on this little body of water. Done a lot of dog training on this body of water. I used to be a professional dog trainer, and made a lot of master hunters right out here on this beautiful piece of water that's owned by Dan Weibel here in Point, Texas. I think he's the 3rd or 4th owner of it, but so far they've all been gracious enough to let me keep coming out here and catching some fish. Throw this June bug a few times, and then I've got a red bug. Red typically is a pretty good color out here. I've never thrown June bug. My go-to color out here is usually green watermelon red or green pumpkin. They tend to do a little better on the watermelon red, because it's there's a lot of brim out here, and I believe that affects them as far as the red goes. They like anything red or orange, but like I said, my wife went to a garage sale the other day and picked this up. Big old thing of worms. You might as well say they was free. I'm not kidding you. There's about $500 worth of tackle in there, and I'm gonna make use of them. This little swimming worm, I've never thrown a cutter worm, so today's my first day to do that. So we're gonna just walk around over here. I got you guys on a tripod. Come back and get that later. That's the rest of my mic stuff. But I'm gonna set you guys back here. Maybe you can see a little better. Maybe we can catch a fish here. The wind's blowing, probably about 10 miles an hour out of the east today. It's about 60 degrees. I normally fish out here in my kayak, or I bring my golf cart out here and drive around and fish, but We've had so much rain lately, I don't really want to do that. I don't want to disrespect my landowner's property here. He's gracious enough to give me a place to fish. Well, I think we had one pull on it there a little bit. Maybe we might have been hung on the bottom. But Dan's always been gracious enough to let me and my family come out here and fish, and I definitely want to take care of his property for him. I'm throwing this little cutter worm, like I said, on an offset 3/0 owner hook, and I'm just using some 6-pound Seagar fluorocarbon. I don't know if you guys are fluorocarbon fishermen or not, but it doesn't have a whole lot of stretch to it. But we're going to get out here and see if we can't catch one. I came out here the other day and I threw a weedless Alabama rig that I'm sure I didn't come up with it, but I came up with an idea for me, and it worked pretty good. But if you guys want to see that video, you can slide on over there to the channel, Bass Fishing with Greenfish Nation, and you can look at that video and see how I done that. There's a couple shorts on it, and I think there's a long form video on it, I believe. Sometimes I get so many behind on editing them, I don't get them all put out in time, but I just wanted to get out here and go live today for you guys and see what y'all thought about this. We're gonna walk on over here to this other side, so we'll walk and talk as we go. I'll tell y'all a little bit about myself. Stop here and get this mic. See if I can't not kick y'all all the way over there. So I'm 53 years old. I'm a paramedic at a very aggressive 911 service here in Texas. It's the only job I've ever had in my life that I like business. Told them that when I went to work there. Great people to work for. I wish I'd have been doing it my whole life. I love paramedicine. I love helping people. I love teaching people to fish. I love promoting the kayak tournaments. I've got 3 kids, a wife, daughter-in-law, and 2 grandkids, and we all like to fish. So if you guys will hang tight there, I'm going to get us over here and we're going to cast this cutter worm out. See if we can't put some fish on the bank. We'll turn you guys right here like this. See if we can't catch us one right here. This is usually a pretty good spot. We may not just be throwing the right color, but I believe that fish liked it. Oh, dadgum, he got off. That's the trouble with fishing in this moss, is I have to put my hook skin just underneath the worm. There's a lot of moss on the bottom here. I didn't get a good hook set on him, but fought him for a little bit. He must have just been barely pinned. I mean, he hit that thing as soon as he hit the water. I began to think I wasn't throwing the right color. I'm just kind of, there we go. I think I got him pinned pretty good. You guys can see that. Yeah, I got him pinned pretty good. Well, I thought I did. Thought I had him pinned pretty good, but Anyway, guys, that's what we're after right there. Some little old Texas largemouth. Just out here having a ball today. Thank y'all for joining us. We're going to get out and get another one. Get this hook set back up like I want it. I had to let him run with it a little bit where I could put a pin in him. All right, here goes another. I've never thrown this cutter worm. Like this little old thing. I may have to start doing some more of these lives on my kayak. Man, I didn't feel that thing hit it, but see, it just got heavy all of a sudden, just like that. And I think he kept my worm. Nope. He kept my hook, guys. Broke me off there. You guys stay tuned. I'll be right back. I know y'all can't see me, but I'm going to keep on talking. But I'm going to walk up here to the truck and get my little tackle box. I was so excited about getting out here and fishing for you guys. I run off and left it up here in the truck. But y'all just enjoy that view out across there. Here at the Honeyhole. I know I've got some scissors and I've got a hook box up here. I'll grab a couple more hooks and we'll get back to fishing. There's my scissors right there. Get here in my black pack on my kayak. Grab a couple hooks. All right. We are ready to go. I just grabbed another rod that's already got a hook on it. Y'all be sure and like and subscribe to our channel. We really appreciate that. Check us out on Facebook, Greenfish Nation. Kayak Series Tournaments, Trails, and Challenges. Or you can watch our podcast over at Beyond the Paddle. Whew, it's hard on a fat boy. Had so much rain down here though. Sure don't want to track it up. All right, guys, I'm back. I'll tell you what, I was throwing that June bug. I think I'm gonna swap over to this red bug. Try it. I went and picked up the rod out of my truck because it's got a little heavier line on it. It's got some 8-pound test on it versus that 6-pound. I'm still using that offset owner. Now this is an offset owner. It's a wide gap hook. So Let me get it set up here. I was trying to travel light today and not bring a whole bunch of stuff. May bite me in the butt, but we'll see. I'm gonna put that hook point underneath that point there. And you guys can see these little cutter worms. They got a little bar. I'm gonna break that little bar off. I'm gonna put that in my pocket. I don't want to throw anything down here on the ground. Let's try this red bug. Check my drag. Yeah, we're good right there. See if we can get out there and get into another one. Remember I said you gotta be a line watcher. Sometimes, oh, there's one right there if I got him pinned. Feels like a little better fish. Yeah, he's about the same size. Barely got him pinned, but I get him pinned. So anyway, there's a ton of these little old fish out here. They're just a ball to catch. Got a few comments here. Let's see. Yeah, Rosie, I've got a lot of subscribers. This is my first ever live. They'll come. I built my channel from nothing. So they'll be here. I appreciate you watching, Rosie. We're gonna catch some more fish. I'm recording it myself. I'm a one-man show here. Where are you from, Rosie? I've had a few people pop in and out. I'm not doing this for them, I'm doing this for me. So I'm gonna enjoy it regardless. It's okay. I'm new at this. I'm learning. I always learn trial by fire. So we're gonna get out here and record this, and if some people enjoy it, that's good, and if they don't, well then I'll enjoy it. Well, I was in them over there for a minute. I guess they must have moved. Let that thing fall a little bit. Water temperature is pretty cold. It's probably in the upper 40s, lower 50s. There's a lot of winter grass underneath this, old moss and stuff that's died off from the surface in the summer. I feel like I got a wad of it on there. Yep. Let's get that off. All right, let's see here. I live in the United States, Rosie. The United States of America, and I live in the state of Texas. Thank you for asking. Where are you from? Slide over here. See if we can't get one. I'm trying to learn how to do this live fishing. And I've got one right there. Well, dadgummit, he come off. All right, let's go back and see if we can't get him again. I had him, he bit it a couple times. Old red bug might be a good color out here. There's a little ridge that comes up right here. To my left, there's an old pond. And then to the right is where they built the new pond, and the old dam went across here. And it's usually a pretty decent place to come up on a fish, so see if we can't maybe get another one there. They like to hang out over here in this deeper area, and then they'll come up here and chase shad and brim and minnows and just baby bass and whatever they can get a hold of, crawfish. Sometimes you got to do a little dead sticking. That's the most boring fishing ever. Well, see if we can't move a little bit. Do something else. I'm just going to go for 1 second to see. Okay. All right, guys, drop me a comment there and tell me where you're watching us from. In case you just joined, this is my first time ever to do Facebook Live. We actually just got 5G internet here in the country to where I could live stream. So I wanted to get started on it. Put y'all right back here. See if we can't catch a fish. Throwing a rage tail cutter worm and red bug. Caught about 3 so far. Just kind of pitching it out there, letting it fall, and just kind of twitching it like you would a fluke. They're just picking that thing up and just barely carrying it off. It's kind of hard to tell when you have one, hard to tell when you get caught on a little bit of that pond weed. I'm gonna suppose that hook point, I'm gonna bury it in the worm. Get right over against that grass and see if we can't maybe talk one into biting. You guys like to bass fish, I guess, or you wouldn't be here. Y'all ever fish any tournaments? I'm fishing this thing weightless. You guys can see there's a ton of this old green pond crap on here. Well, I don't know, Rosie. I didn't invite nobody. I just came on here and I went live just to give it a try. As long as you're enjoying it, I don't care. I don't care if anybody else shows up or not. I should meet him, huh? Why is he mean to you, Rosie? Fishermen generally aren't very mean people. Well, the red bug was getting a few bites for a minute. Maybe these fish are just cold. Maybe I'm just gonna try something different here. I was twitching it. Maybe I'm gonna just pitch it out there. I'm gonna let it sink for just a few seconds. Then I'm just gonna start reeling it real slow. You guys can see about how fast I'm reeling. Just letting that tail flutter a little bit. Moving kind of slow. I am throwing this up. There's a little nibble. Oh, I think he got off. Yep. Yeah. That tells me a little something. Maybe they don't want it twitching. Maybe they want it just a slow, steady retrieve. We'll try that a few times. That wind's kind of up and down today. Trying to get over here where y'all can see my rod, maybe. Maybe when I get a bite, I'll just kind of stop. Feel like I got some moss on there. I was thinking maybe if I had it moving a little bit like this, they might be a little more aggressive and they might commit to it a little better. May be totally wrong. That's why fishing's fishing. You got to experiment a little bit, change things up some. Usually say like a YouTuber and put a, yeah, especially if it's fitting. My name's John. I'm gonna scoot us right down this bank here. See if we can't catch one here. Ought to be a pretty good spot. I'm real surprised. No dice on that. I may have to try out a little deeper. Suppose this hook. All right. Rosie, be sure and turn your notifications on so you'll know when I go live again. I may be out here a couple times this week. I'm Oh, missed another one. Probably need to be throwing this on a bait caster. A little more backbone, because I'm trying to get this hook out of this worm and through their jaw. And this is a really more of a finesse rod, and I'm not really throwing a finesse type bait. But I wanted to get out here and try it anyway. Try this new live out. Well, it's not new, but it's new to me. Lots of green goop out here. Maybe we can get one out of there. Never know. All right, let's swing the camera around and take a look somewhere else. Hey Baker, out here doing a little bass fishing. Just trying a few things out, throwing a new cutter worm. See if we can't catch a few fish. Trying to keep it out of the moss. And I am not having a good luck doing that today. I'm throwing a light wire hook, but it's just heading down. I guess as soon as I hit the water with it, I'm gonna start reeling, see if that'll help me out any. That ought to be a big old fish right there. You'd think they'd be right against that bank with that wind blowing into it. Little old tails just flapping. I'd eat it if I was a fish. Trying to reel just enough to stay up above all that trash on the bottom. All right, guys, we're going to move around somewhere else now. Make sure I got all my goods. What I do with my there we go. We're down there. Got to go down here and get my other stuff. So I'll have to walk back around here. I'm back. I just realized that I didn't. I'm not sure. Like I said, I'm all brand new to this. Where are you guys from that are watching? It's kind of hard to do as a one-man show, but I guess we can do it. We can make it happen. Man, I just cannot seem to get hooked up with these dudes. I've done missed about 4 or 5. So I'm learning about this cutter worm. I'm gonna have to throw this on a rod. It's got a little more backbone to it. Because when you hook up with one of them way out there, you're probably not gonna be very successful on this medium action rod. Just got too much give in it. Too much give in it. I think I got him hooked up that time. I got a hold of him that time. Another little old ditch pickle. All right, let's try for another one. I just slow rolling that thing. He kind of picked it up and put a little tension on there, and I waited till he bumped it, and then I dropped the hammer on him. Drop the hammer on him. I'm just trying to roll that thing fast enough to keep it up off the bottom. Got a little, this red bug's got a little green in it, little green glitter. I don't know, Rosie. I'm not sure. I'll have to check into it, and I'll let you know. If anybody else knows how to set up the notifications that we're going live, drop it down there in the comments and teach us something. All right, there's another one. This feels like he might be a little more angry than the other one. There's another little ditch pickle. So there you go. The old red bug's getting her done. Turn y'all just a little bit more. I think the wind might have blowed you a little bit. Yeah, I'm in the picture. I'm gonna have to get a heavier rod next time and bring with me. Just about wore this little old worm out. I can always turn it over though and use the other side of it. Get a little bit more out of it. They seem to like that red bug. I think that's the bottom. All right, guys, I think I've worn the end of this worm out. I can't keep it up there. Actually, that's my fourth one, Rosie. I think I caught a couple before you got on here. Fourth or fifth one. Anyway, this is what I'm throwing. It's a rage tail. It's a red bug cutter worm. Got 3 people on here now, guys. Say hello so we know who you are. I'm John with Greenfish Nation here in Texas. We're out here doing a little pond fishing today. It's a little too windy to get out on the kayak. Where are you guys from? Let us know. Thank you, Rosie. I appreciate the cheerleader. If you guys are pond fishermen, this is $1 million pond right here. It'll run you. Ah, boy, I just made a mess. It wrapped up around everything. I don't know if you guys ever do any dumb stuff like this, but I do on occasion. I wrap that shit around everything. Somehow I managed to get that out without making a terrible mess. Thank goodness. Must be little old bitty fish hitting this thing. I mean, I ain't caught nothing of much stature anyway. 2-pounders. It's more than I'd have caught if I wouldn't have came though. Get my worm set up right here. All right, we're back in business. Back in the game. Oh. Gotta be little fish. They're just hitting the tail of it. I have to try a little different strategy. I think when they pick it up, I'm gonna let them run with it till I feel them nip it one more time. That way I know they've sucked it into their mouth. Then set the hook. You always gotta be willing to adjust when you're fishing. Unless you just wanna never be successful. I just swam at that time. Kind of having to vary my retrieves. Baker RC Fun. Hey, how do you do it, Rosie? Just twitching it. It's a good looking little old worm. It looks like it's red underwater and it's got real bright green glitter in it. A lot of it too. Probably looks like a little old perch under there, or bluegill or something under the water. Here, fishy, fishy. Don't tell me y'all ain't never done that before. I probably think it's a little crawfish or something bumping along the bottom. Or they may just be hitting it on reaction. I think we give fish way too much credit about thinking sometimes. All right, let's turn y'all and hit this side over here, see if we can't pull one from over here. You just go in onto a subscriber thing and you can do live streaming area and say upcoming. Well, we've been at it almost an hour and we've caught about 6. Who knows, Rosie? Maybe I was boring. Maybe I was just boring to her. Maybe she don't like fishing. Takes all kinds. I know if you go over to my channel, over at Green Bass Fishing with Greenfish Nation, and you click that subscribers button and you turn those notifications on, you'll know when I go live. Because it'll notify you. Adjust my hook here a little bit. All right, see if we can't catch us another one. See if we can't get another one to hit this swimming worm. A lot of guys will put like a 1/16 of an ounce weight on here and swim it right along the bottom. But I'm trying to keep it up off the bottom a little bit to keep the moss down. Off of it. I think I picked up some moss. Yep. You've been doing this for a while. You can tell when you get the most minute little change in weight on the end of your lure. You can tell it right away. Well, guys, I think I'm gonna call it a day. I just wanted to come out here and try the live right quick. Bass Fishing with Paul. Hello, how are you, buddy? Appreciate the likes. Never done a live before. I thought I'd come out here and give it a try. Be on my kayak probably next time, and doing a little kayak live fishing. So y'all stay tuned for that. Be sure and hit that like and subscribe button. Turn on that notifications bell so you guys will know we're here. Till next time, I'm John here with Greenfish Nation. Tight lines, guys.